All right, let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. And so if you do have your legs down, maybe have them about a hip's width apart. Oh, we're getting hot here. And feel the weight of your feet in the floor, your shoulders align with your hips. Feel the weight of your sits bones in your chair and your hands in your lap. And also see if you can align your ears with your shoulders and keep your ribs in, so don't have your ribs sticking out. Just the ribs, the shoulders, the ears, all in line if you can. And the chin very slightly down, so you've got a little bit of length in the back of the neck. And then go up to the crown of the head and just release any tension in your scalp. Relax the forehead and the eyebrows, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth. Relax the jaw, back of the tongue, back of the head. And just allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. And just notice the sensations of the breath as you inhale and exhale. Through the nostrils, the chest cavity, the belly, maybe. And keep an inner smile going. See if you can keep that going through the meditation. Just imagine you have this inner smile. Maybe you can imagine you're keeping the corners of your mouth ever so slightly lifted. Be aware of any sounds. Just allowing the sounds to be there, not running off to investigate them. So today at the YMCA, we had one child screaming for quite some time during the meditation, and they have like a childcare place there. And it was just really surprised me that no one was affected by it. No one really seemed to be disturbed by it. So it's possible. I mean, sitting in a group, I think it enables people to just be supported in their meditation. But I think it's possible to allow ourselves to, you might go with the mind to investigate and then just, immediately come back to your meditation. And then just check out your own mind this evening. Just see what's going on there. For me, I've gone from panic about not being able to find a flight to being curious, interesting karma. To put some space in between your thoughts, and try not to criticize what you see. And maybe you can see something positive in there, like, what we're dealing with here in this practice, this meditation, is kind of, more than negative aspects. But really, we do have a lot of functional thinking. So maybe just draw your attention to your own qualities for a moment. See what's going on in the mind. Just put some space in between your thoughts. We get into trouble when we start following stories about things that may or may not happen. So now for a moment, just bring to mind all the people of your life, your loved ones, the strangers, the ones you don't like, the ones just we keep focusing on the ones we love, of course. These relationships are interchangeable. Due to impermanence. They can switch. And even within a long-term stable relationship, things will change and morph and change back again. And then think these people, they're all, regardless, they're all equal. They all, just like me, they want to be happy, they don't want to suffer. And they do have this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind, an enlightened mind. So I think we'll do this practice for all these people of our life and all the people, even within our group who've been coming, with Lou, who's got something going on now, and Kimberly, who's had something going on for a while. And Lorraine, I think she sent a message saying someone had just passed away. So we all have someone we know. Marion mentioned this friend of ours, his mother's passed away. Like all the strangers in your life, they've all got something going on. And then we'll do this meditation for them. So I think there is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. We create negativity with our mind, so equally we can change it by creating positivity instead. So we start with this power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. And so, having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we will experience. We know from our present suffering we don't want any more. So, logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So we think, I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering, and also regret any attachment and anger, the rest, all our delusions. This is why we harm others. So we think, gosh, I'm really sick of this suffering. So what can I do? What can I do about it? So here this idea of regret, we're taking responsibility. What can I do about it? So here one idea, power of reliance. We take refuge in this Buddha Vajrasattva who has these methods that we can use to purify. And we're not needing Buddha to forgive us necessarily. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his medicine. So you imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of this beautiful, radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has a beautiful, radiant face, and his eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you. He has this sweet red mouth, and his hair is black and held up in a top knot. And his arms are crossed, the left underneath the right, the left holding a bell. This represents wisdom, the right holding a vajra. This represents compassion, indestructibility of compassion. And when they're crossed like that, it represents enlightenment, infinite wisdom, infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened by this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva. May I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So, in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So, think particularly of people you may have harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we've ever harmed since beginningless time. And then think about those who've harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to result a suffering for them sometime in the future. So then we come to the power of remedy, and this is medicine, really, doing the practice. And we start with the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body completely, and it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of all of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid, and this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra again. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown, and fills your entire being. And this time, forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows, disappears into space, not one atom left. And you just imagine all the gossip now, and all the harsh speech, and the useless speech, and lying, and talking about people behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you, all of our inappropriate speech, our lack of wisdom. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra again. Om Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Mebawa Situkaya Mebawa Zipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Triyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Mebawa Situkaya Mebawa Zipokaya Mebawa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam triyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita. Trida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam triyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita. Drida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam triyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita drida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita Trida meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anurakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita, Trida meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anurakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. And now feel that your speech is completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. And next is our mind. So imagine Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it happens, this kind of light that comes and dispels the darkness, the negativity of the mind happens instantaneously. It's as fast as when you flick on a switch in a dark room, the light comes. So you imagine this light that comes dispels all the darkness of the negativity of our minds. So attachment, depression, anger, neediness, bitterness, grudges, jealousy, all of this stuff instantly dispelled. Not one atom left. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita drita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita drita meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata aham pe. Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita drida mebawa situkaya mebawa sipokaya mebawa anurakta mebawa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Trida Mebawa Situkaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Trida Mebawa Situkaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drida Mebawa Situkaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drida Mebawa Situkaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ah Hum Pe. So now be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And think now there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness, forgiveness and wisdom, and bliss and compassion. So then imagine even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind being dispelled. So you imagine Vajrasattva sends that nectar, pours down and pushes out all the negativities of the body, and then it pours up, pushes out all the negativity of the speech, and then the light comes and blasts all of your delusions and instantaneously, completely eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from the mind. Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebawa Situshakaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drida Mebawa Situkaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drida Mebawa Situkaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drida Mebawa Situkaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drida Mebawa Situkaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drida Mebawa Situkaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe Vajrasafa Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dinapatita Drida Mebowa Sitokaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anurakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satva Ahum Pe. So now feel you're completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to the power of resolve, and this is the fourth and final step in the purification process. And it's a really crucial one, and this is this determination to refrain from harming with our body and our speech and our mind. So without this, we're just going to keep repeating our habits. So this determination, this aspiration kind of becomes like a beacon that guides our body and our speech and our mind in new directions. So imagine Vajrasattva now, delighted with us, wants to merge with your mind and melts into white light and just absorbs into you, just dissolves into you through your crown. And think my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So now just a little bit of emptiness. In emptiness is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, just place your mind there for a moment. We can think of all phenomena as being empty. You can also think that they just don't exist from their own side or the way we think they do. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this practice to all living beings and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's just do our chanting the names of Manjushri. Completely good with intellect supreme, the embryo of earth sustaining beings, great embryo from which all Buddhas form, with emanation circles most diverse. The highest nature of all entities, supportive of the nature of all things, with goals for all, with dharmas arisen, supportive of the nature of all dharmas. With full awareness of phenomena, but an instant as the wisest sage, with vivid realization of all dharmas, he is a sage, the greatest intellect, the vanquisher of hosts of evil spirits. Okay, so lots of love, everybody. Have a good night or a good day wherever you are. And let's have a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long. So I hear they're all celebrating already in India. So, and a swift discovery of our precious Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Okay, everybody. Lots of love. Good night. Sleep well, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Bye.